Hello. I just finished planning out a video about truth and lies in the society we have now. And I'll still make that, but I have just seen the news that Angela Rayner has apologised for calling the Tories scum. Now, I'll just do a quick backtrack on that to explain who Angela Rayner is and what she said. She is the deputy leader of the Labour Party, and she was at the Labour Party conference, which was only last month, making 2 months ago. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. It was a few weeks ago. Right, got that. And she was making a speech in which she called the Conservative, she referred to the Tories. I have to also explain, it's the Conservative Party, actually. It's the Conservative and Unionist Party of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But it's called the Tories very often in a derogatory way. And most people in the Labour Party refer to Conservative politicians and voters as Tories. And they don't mean that nicely. So if you hear somebody referring to Tories, you can almost be sure that they're Labour voters, or even worse, actually. Although I don't really see how it's possible to be worse, but I'll let that rest for the moment. So Angela Rayner referred to Tory scum, and then she said they were homophobic, misogynistic, racist. I mean, she gave the same list of stuff as that famous Hillary Clinton basket of deplorables speech. And you may notice a certain similarity in the way the Labour Party here thinks and the way the Democrats in America think. And that's because they are the same. They have political links. They have familial links. I have frequently mentioned on other videos that a man, I've forgotten his name now, he wrote a book about a hagiography of Jeremy Corbyn. And somewhere in the book, he mentions that his daughter, at the same time as he was running Jeremy Corbyn's Labour election campaign, at that very same time, his daughter was doing work for Hillary Clinton in America. So there you are. They are linked, and in more ways than one. But she made this whole list of mostly libelous assertions about the Tories and refused to apologise for it. As a matter of fact, there's an interview she made with Trevor Phillips on Sky Television, which I intended to go through. There's just so much rubbish coming up now, I can hardly keep up with it. But she says here now she has unreservedly apologised for her Tory scum comment and will be more careful about her language in future. Now, in the Phillips interview, she said, "No, I'm never going to apologise, or I won't apologise until Boris Johnson apologises for his racist comments." He never made racist comments. She is referring to things he wrote in a semi-amusing way when he was writing for magazines like The Spectator or The Telegraph or whatever. And he was satirising people, and the Labour Party have been using that ever since. And at one point he says, I wonder if I should put this down the rabbit hole as well. Look, he refers to women of a certain faith dressed in a certain way who resemble a certain piece of street furniture. Now, what's that? Just a minute. Somebody's calling me on FaceTime. I'm going to ignore that. All right, well, whatever it is, it seems to have stopped now. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't even know who that was. They just stopped. But anyway, and now I've lost my train of thought. So I may be repeating myself here. What I was saying was that Angela Rayner called the Tory scum, and she refused to retract that until Boris Johnson apologised for his racist quotes, which, as I recall saying, were not racist. They were satirical jabs at people who were racist. But that's another matter. Anyway, she has now, despite the fact that Boris Johnson still hasn't apologised, good on you, Boris, she has now apologised for her Tory scum comments. And she says she said that stuff because she was angry about what's happening to the country. And then she said, I don't have the clip with me here, but she said that she was apologising in light of the dreadful event involving the murder of David Amos. Now, I am a bit suspicious of this. I mean, as you know, if you're watching my channel regularly, I have spoken about the David Amos murder, I think twice now. And after that awful event, the Home Secretary started talking not about Islamism, not about religious intolerance that we are actually importing or at least encouraging into our country, but about hate speech online. And they're now starting to talk about digital IDs and that sort of thing, and making hate speech illegal. But that kid, he wasn't putting out any hate speech, as far as I understand. He might have been accessing it. Good luck with that. How are they going to stop some hellfire preacher from Pakistan being listened to by a kid online? No, that's going to carry on. So all they're going to do is have another weapon in their arsenal to get at kids who post politically incorrect quotes, rap lyrics, and comments at each other. It's nothing to do with hate speech. David Amos' murder was nothing to do with hate speech. And in a way, and I don't know whether Keir Starmer or maybe even the government actually told her this. I mean, I know that Keir Starmer wanted her to apologise. And I know that he probably said, look, Angela, in the light of this murder, this is not a good look. But that's not the point. The point is both of them are consciously or unconsciously subscribing to the lie that this has nothing to do with... I'm going to try to monetize this video, so I have to be really, really careful about what I say. Isn't that terrible? Do you know what? I'm not going to bother monetizing it. That it has nothing to do with Islam. Of course, it's got everything to do with Islam. And it's not just... I'm not talking about people coming in illegally on those dinghies from France. I'm not talking about them. That boy was a native-born British citizen. He'd got his extreme views, no doubt, without a doubt, from his father, but from, as I say, hellfire preachers online in other countries which cannot be controlled, and probably Saudi and Qatari funded imams in the madrasa he attended. In fact, that's most likely where he got most of his message. That's what caused the David Amos murder, not hate speech online. Oh, somebody's using my printer now. I think I'd better stop this video before the whole house descends on me. But I just want to point this out. Angela Rayner apologised because she is subscribing, propping up to the idea that it was her intemperate language that caused the awful death of another MP. And somebody might have said, look, yeah, no, it could be you next. No, But that's not the point. It's Islamism that could make her next, not some other MP calling her scum. That's the problem. And that's what nobody is talking about. It's a keep quiet lie that everybody in the media and in our government is subscribing to. And it's not going to end well. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Grannyopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.grannyopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.